Ladies and gentlemen, life is short, it's fleeting, and every single moment you waste on distractions, on comparisons, on meaningless pursuits, that's time you will never get back. You have one life, and the question is, are you truly living it? Are you taking responsibility for yourself? Or are you squandering your potential, indulging in excuses, and avoiding the hard work of becoming the person you were meant to be? See, the world is chaotic, it's loud, it's filled with distractions designed to pull you away from what actually matters. Social media, toxic relationships, mindless entertainment, all of it is engineered to keep you weak, to keep you complacent. But here's the brutal truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to magically hand you discipline, success, or self-respect. That's on you. So stop wasting your time. Stop blaming the world. Stop looking outward for validation and start looking inward for strength. Focus on yourself, on your growth, on your discipline. Give ahead. Because the moment you stop caring about the noise, the moment you commit to your own improvement, that's when everything changes. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Taking responsibility for your life is one of the most difficult but necessary steps towards self-improvement. It requires a deep and often uncomfortable confrontation with reality. Most people spend their lives avoiding responsibility, choosing instead to blame external circumstances, other people, or bad luck for their failures. But this mindset is a trap, a self-imposed prison that keeps you weak and stagnant. The hard truth is that no one is coming to rescue you. No one will magically hand you success, discipline, or self-respect. These things must be earned, and they can only be earned when you decide to take full ownership of your actions, your choices, and ultimately your life. The first step in taking responsibility is recognizing that your current situation is largely a reflection of your past decisions. It is easy to point fingers at the world and claim that life is unfair. While there are certainly external factors that can influence your circumstances, the way you respond to these challenges is what truly defines your future. If you allow yourself to be a victim, you surrender control. You give away your power to change because in your mind the responsibility lies elsewhere. But the moment you accept that your choices have led you to where you are today, you regain control. You understand that just as your past decisions shaped your present, your current actions will shape your future. A major aspect of responsibility is acknowledging your failures without self-pity. Failure is inevitable. Everyone experiences setbacks, disappointments, and moments of weakness. However, what separates successful individuals from the rest is their ability to own those failures, learn from them, and use them as fuel for growth. When you blame others for your failures, you strip yourself of the opportunity to learn and improve. You remain stuck in the same patterns, repeating the same mistakes, and wondering why nothing changes. But when you take ownership, when you say, this happened because of my actions, and I am the one who can fix it, you gain the power to grow beyond your mistakes. Personal responsibility also extends to your habits and daily routines. Many people believe that their lack of progress is due to external circumstances, but in reality, it is often their own undisciplined behavior that holds them back. If you constantly waste time on distractions, if you prioritize comfort over growth, if you allow laziness to dictate your days, then you are actively choosing stagnation. It is not the fault of the world, society, or other people. It is a direct result of the choices you make every single day. Taking responsibility means being brutally honest with yourself about these behaviors and committing to change them. It means setting clear goals, creating disciplined routines, and following through on your commitments even when you don't feel like it. Another crucial aspect of taking responsibility is understanding that your emotions do not dictate your actions. Many people let their feelings control their decisions, using them as excuses to avoid hard work. They say things like, I don't feel motivated today, or I'm too tired, or I'm too tired, or I'll start. This mindset is destructive because it places your progress in the hands of fleeting emotions rather than concrete actions. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. It is waking up early when you want to sleep in, going to the gym when you feel lazy, and pushing forward when every part of you wants to quit. Taking responsibility means mastering your emotions, rather than being a slave to them. When you take full ownership of your life, you stop waiting for permission. Many people delay their progress because they are waiting for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or someone else's approval. This is another form of avoidance, another way to shift responsibility away from yourself. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. There is no ideal set of circumstances that will suddenly make everything easy. If you want to change, you have to start now with whatever you have. You have to stop making excuses, stop waiting for external validation, and take action, no matter how small. The more you wait, the more time you waste, and time is the one thing you can never get back. Taking responsibility also means accepting that not everything is within your control, but your response always is. Life will throw unexpected challenges at you. There will be setbacks, losses, and situations that feel unfair, but how you react to these situations is entirely up to you. You can either let them break you, using them as justification for why you cannot move forward, or you can see them as tests of your resilience, as opportunities to grow stronger. When you take responsibility, you refuse to let circumstances define you. You acknowledge reality, adapt, and keep moving forward. People who lack responsibility often seek validation from others instead of working on themselves. They complain, they seek sympathy, and they hope that someone else will fix their problems for them. But external validation does nothing to solve internal weakness. It only provides temporary comfort while keeping you stuck in the same cycle. The only real solution is action. Consistent, disciplined action taken with full responsibility for your own progress. The moment you stop expecting others to fix your problems, the moment you stop seeking approval and instead focus on improving yourself, that is when real change begins. Eliminating distractions is one of the most critical aspects of achieving success and personal growth. The modern world is designed to pull your attention in 1,000 different directions, making it harder than ever to focus on what truly matters. Everywhere you look, there are temptations and diversions, social media, endless entertainment, negative influences, mindless gossip, and pointless arguments. These distractions may seem harmless in the moment, but over time, they add up. They steal your energy, consume your time, and keep you from making meaningful progress in your life. The more you allow them to take control, the further you drift from your goals. Recognizing and eliminating distractions is essential if you want to develop discipline, achieve success, and become the best version of yourself. One of the biggest distractions in today's world is technology. Social media, notifications, and digital entertainment have created an environment where people are constantly overstimulated and unable to concentrate. Every time you check your phone, scroll through an app, or engage in pointless debates online, you are conditioning your brain to seek instant gratification instead of deep work and focus. This constant bombardment of information fragments your attention and makes it difficult to engage in meaningful tasks. You may tell yourself that you are only spending a few minutes on social media, but those minutes quickly add up to hours, and before you know it, an entire day has passed with nothing to show for it. The worst part is that these distractions often provide nothing of real value, just fleeting entertainment and momentary dopamine hits that leave you feeling empty and unfulfilled. The first step in eliminating distractions is to take control of your digital environment. Turn off unnecessary notifications, set strict limits on social media usage, and create designated periods of deep, uninterrupted work. The more control you have over your technology, the less control it has over you. Another major distraction comes from the people you surround yourself with. Many people waste their time engaging in meaningless conversations, entertaining toxic relationships, and associating with individuals who add no real value to their lives. If you spend your days around people who are constantly complaining, gossiping, or engaging in destructive behaviors, it will be nearly impossible for you to stay focused and disciplined. Negative influences drain your energy and pull you away from your goals. You need to be intentional about the people you allow into your life. Surround yourself with those who challenge you, push you to be better, and support your ambitions. Cut out those who hold you back, waste your time. The company you keep has a significant impact on your mindset and productivity, so choose wisely. Entertainment is another subtle but powerful distraction. Movies, TV shows, video games, and other forms of leisure can be enjoyable in moderation, but they become dangerous when they consume too much of your time. Many people escape into entertainment as a way to avoid discomfort, responsibility, or difficult tasks. They tell themselves they need a break, but in reality, they are just avoiding the hard work required to improve their lives. The problem with excessive entertainment is that it provides the illusion of productivity. You may feel like you are engaged in something meaningful, but in reality, you are simply filling your time with passive consumption rather than active creation. To eliminate this distraction, you must be brutally honest with yourself about how much time you spend on entertainment and whether it is helping or hindering your progress. It is not about completely removing all forms of leisure from your life, but rather about making sure they do not take priority over your real goals and responsibilities. Another significant distraction is the habit of multitasking. Many people believe that doing multiple things at once makes them more productive, but in reality, it does the opposite. When you try to juggle several tasks at the same time, you end up doing all of them poorly. Your brain is not designed to focus on multiple complex tasks simultaneously, and every time you switch from one task to another, you lose efficiency and momentum. Multitasking creates the illusion of productivity while actually making you less effective. The solution is to focus on one thing at a time with full concentration. When you work, work deeply. When you study, study with complete attention. When you engage in a meaningful conversation, be fully present. The ability to direct your focus to a single task without distraction is one of the most valuable skills you can develop, and it will set you apart from those who are constantly pulled in multiple directions. Procrastination is another form of distraction that prevents people from reaching their full potential. It often disguises itself as harmless delays, small excuses, or a belief that there will always be more time. People put off important tasks in favor of easier, more pleasurable activities, thinking they will get to them later. But time moves quickly, and the longer you procrastinate, the harder it becomes to take action. The key to overcoming procrastination is to recognize that there is never a perfect time to start. If you wait for the right mood, the right circumstances, or the right level of motivation, you will remain stuck in the same place forever. The only way to break free from this cycle is to take immediate action, no matter how small. Progress is made through consistent effort, not through waiting for ideal conditions. Mental distractions are just as dangerous as external ones. Many people are consumed by overthinking, self-doubt, and unnecessary worries that prevent them from taking meaningful action. They replay past mistakes, fear future failure, and constantly seek reassurance instead of moving forward. This mental clutter prevents them from being fully present and focused on their goals. The mind is like a muscle. It needs to be trained and disciplined. If you allow it to be filled with negativity, distractions, and unnecessary worries, it will work against you instead of for you. Practicing mindfulness, self-discipline, and mental clarity is essential for eliminating these internal distractions and maintaining focus on what truly matters. Mastering your discipline is one of the most important factors in achieving success, self-respect, and fulfillment. Most people rely on motivation to get things done, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes, and when it disappears, those who depend on it find themselves unable to take action. Discipline, on the other hand, is what separates those who succeed from those who make excuses. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. It is the foundation upon which all long-term progress is built. Without it, talent, intelligence, and ambition are wasted. No matter how skilled or passionate you are, without discipline, you will never reach your full potential. The first step in mastering discipline is understanding that your feelings do not matter. When it comes to getting things done, too many people wait until they feel motivated, energized, or inspired before taking action. They tell themselves they will start when they are in the right mood, when the conditions are perfect, or when they finally feel like it. But this is a trap. If you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, you will never be consistent. There will always be days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or distracted. Discipline is about showing up and doing the work anyway. It is about pushing forward even when everything inside you wants to quit. The ability to override your feelings and take action regardless of them is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who stay stuck in mediocrity. Developing discipline requires structure. You cannot rely on willpower alone to keep you on track. Willpower is like a battery. It drains throughout the day and eventually runs out. The key is to build systems and routines that make discipline automatic. This means setting clear goals, creating a daily schedule, and eliminating unnecessary decisions that drain mental energy. If you have to decide every day whether or not to work out, whether or not to wake up early, or whether or not to focus on your tasks, you are leaving too much room for excuses. Instead, you need to create habits that remove the need for constant decision making. When something becomes a habit, you do it without thinking. You don't negotiate with yourself. You don't waste time debating. You just do it. Discipline is not about forcing yourself to struggle every day. It is about creating an environment where success becomes the default. One of the biggest obstacles to discipline is instant gratification. The world is full of distractions that provide quick pleasure but long-term consequences. Junk food, social media, entertainment, and laziness are all designed to feel good in the moment while robbing you of your future. The disciplined person understands the importance of delayed gratification. They are willing to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term success. They know that skipping a workout, eating unhealthy food, or wasting time on distractions may feel good now, but it will hurt them in the long run. Discipline means making decisions based on where you want to be in the future, not on what feels good in the present. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you reinforce the mindset of success. Every time you choose instant gratification, you weaken your ability to stay in control. Another important aspect of discipline is consistency. Doing something once or twice is easy. Sticking to it for weeks, months, and years is what truly matters. Many people start strong but lose momentum as time goes on. They get excited about a new goal, push hard for a few days, but then slowly fade back into old habits. This happens because they rely too much on motivation and not enough on discipline. The key to long-term success is to commit to a process and stick with it no matter what. Even when progress is slow, even when results are not immediately visible, even when you feel like quitting, you keep going. The most successful people in any field are not the ones who make the biggest leaps in the shortest time. They are the ones who show up consistently day after day, year after year. Self-discipline is also about making sacrifices. You cannot have everything at once. If you want to be great at something, you have to give up things that do not serve your goal. This might mean sacrificing sleep to wake up early and train. It might mean cutting out toxic relationships that drain your energy. It might mean saying no to social events, entertainment, or comfort so you can focus on improving yourself. Most people are not willing to make these sacrifices, which is why they remain average. Discipline is the ability to prioritize what truly matters over what is easy or enjoyable in the moment. It is about being ruthless with your time, energy, and focus, and refusing to let anything get in the way of your progress. A disciplined person does not make excuses. They do not blame others for their failures. They do not wait for perfect conditions. They take full ownership of their actions and results. When they fail, they do not complain or give up. They analyze what went wrong, learn from it, and keep going. And discipline is about resilience. It is about showing up even when you do not see immediate progress, even when things get difficult, even when no one else believes in you. It is about proving to yourself day after day that you are in control of your own destiny. Comparing yourself to others is one of the most damaging habits you can develop. It robs you of confidence, destroys your focus, and keeps you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and frustration. In a world where social media constantly exposes you to the highlight reels of other people's lives, it is easy to feel like you are falling behind. You see others achieving success, making progress, or living what appears to be a perfect life, and suddenly your own journey feels inadequate. This mindset is not only destructive, but it is also based on an illusion. You are comparing your behind-the-scenes struggles to someone else's carefully curated image. The truth is, everyone is dealing with their own challenges, insecurities, and failures. You just don't see them. The problem with comparison is that it shifts your focus away from what you can control and places it on things that are completely irrelevant to your own path. Every second you spend worrying about someone else's success is a second you could have spent working on your own growth. The time and energy wasted on jealousy, frustration, or self-pity do nothing to improve your situation. They only distract you and weaken your ability to take meaningful action. The most successful people do not waste their time looking sideways. They are too focused on their own mission to care about what others are doing. They understand that life is not a race against other people. It is a battle against their own past self. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Another issue with comparison is that it is often based on incomplete information. You see someone achieving success, but you don't see the years of hard work, failures, and sacrifices that led to that moment. You see the results, but you don't see the process. This creates a false perception that success comes easily to others while you struggle. This is a dangerous mindset because it makes you question your own ability and effort. It makes you feel like you are doing something wrong when, in reality, the path to success is never smooth for anyone. Every successful person has faced setbacks, doubts, and hardships, but they kept going. The difference is that they did not allow comparison to slow them down. They focused on their own journey and trusted the process. One of the biggest reasons people fall into the trap of comparison is that they lack clarity about their own goals. When you do not have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, it is easy to be influenced by what others are doing. You see someone succeeding in a particular area, and suddenly you feel like you should be doing the same. But just because something works for someone else does not mean it is right for you. Everyone has different strengths, passions, and paths in life. The key is to define your own vision and commit to it fully. When you are deeply focused on your own goals, the success of others no longer feels like a threat. It becomes irrelevant. You stop feeling the need to prove yourself to anyone else because you are too busy building the life you want. Another way to stop comparing yourself to others is to shift your mindset from competition to inspiration. Instead of feeling jealous or inadequate when you see someone succeeding, use it as motivation. Study their habits, learn from their journey, and apply what works to your own path. Successful people do not see others as threats. They see them as proof that success is possible. If someone else has achieved what you want, it means it can be done. Instead of wasting energy on envy, channel it into action. Use their success as a reminder that with enough effort, discipline, and persistence, you can achieve your own goals as well. Gratitude is another powerful tool to break free from comparison. When you constantly compare yourself to others, you focus on what you lack instead of what you have. This creates a mindset of scarcity where nothing is ever enough. But when you practice gratitude, you shift your focus to the progress you have made, the opportunities you have, and the strengths that make you unique. Gratitude helps you appreciate your own journey instead of constantly looking at someone else's. It reminds you that success is not just about reaching a certain destination. It is about appreciating the process and growing along the way. The final reason why comparison is a waste of time is that it is never ending. No matter how successful you become, there will always be someone who is ahead of you in some way. If you base your self-worth on being better than others, you will never be satisfied. You will always find someone with more money, more recognition, or more achievements, and the cycle of comparison will continue. The only way to truly be free from this cycle is to measure your success based on your own progress. Focus on your own growth, your own improvements, and your own achievements. When you do this, you realize that true success is not about being better than others. It is about becoming the best version of yourself. Taking full responsibility for your life is one of the most important steps toward personal growth and success. Many people go through life blaming external circumstances, other people, or bad luck for their failures and struggles. They convince themselves that their problems are caused by factors beyond their control, which makes it easy to justify inaction, self-pity, and mediocrity. This mindset is not only limiting, but also destructive. The moment you place responsibility outside of yourself, you give away your power. You become a victim of circumstances rather than the creator of your own destiny. True progress begins when you stop making excuses and take full ownership of every aspect of your life, your choices, your actions, and your results. One of the biggest signs of a lack of responsibility is blaming others. It is easy to point fingers at parents, teachers, employers, governments, or society for the difficulties in life. While external factors may play a role in shaping circumstances, dwelling on them does nothing to improve the situation. Successful people understand that while they may not be responsible for everything that happens to them, they are fully responsible for how they respond on. They do not waste time complaining about unfairness because they know that complaining achieves nothing. Instead, they focus on what they can control and take action to improve their situation. They accept that life is not always fair, but they refuse to let that become an excuse for failure. Another way people avoid responsibility is through excuses. They tell themselves that they would succeed if only they had more resources, better connections, or different circumstances. They convince themselves that they need the perfect moment, the right motivation, or some external validation before they can start taking action. But these are just excuses designed to avoid discomfort. The reality is that no one has a perfect starting point. Everyone faces obstacles, setbacks, and disadvantages. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is that successful people do not wait for perfect conditions. They take action with what they have, where they are, and they figure things out along the way. Taking responsibility also means owning your mistakes. Many people fear failure so much that they either avoid challenges altogether or try to shift the blame when things go wrong. But failure is an inevitable part of growth. No one succeeds without making mistakes along the way. The key is to stop seeing failure as a personal defeat and start viewing it as a learning opportunity. When you take responsibility for your failures, you gain the power to improve. You analyze what went wrong, adjust your approach, and come back stronger. The people who refuse to accept responsibility for their mistakes remain stuck, repeating the same errors over and over because they never take the time to learn from them. Another crucial aspect of responsibility is recognizing that your time is your own. Many people waste hours, days, and even years on distractions, unproductive activities, and things that add no real value to their lives. They then complain that they do not have enough time to work on their goals or improve themselves. But time is not something that simply disappears. It is something that is either used wisely or wasted. When you take full responsibility for your life, you become aware of how you spend your time. You eliminate distractions, prioritize what truly matters, and stop giving your energy to meaningless pursuits. You stop waiting for the right time and start making the most of every moment. Another way people avoid responsibility is through self-doubt. They tell themselves that they are not smart enough, strong enough, or talented enough to succeed. This belief system keeps them trapped in inaction because they do not even allow themselves to try. But responsibility means recognizing that while you may not have control over your natural abilities, you do have control over your effort, your discipline, and your mindset. There are countless examples of people who were not naturally gifted, but became great through hard work and persistence. The difference is that they refused to let self-doubt control them. They took responsibility for their own growth, developed their skills, and kept pushing forward despite obstacles. Taking responsibility for your life also means accepting that no one is coming to save you. Many people passively wait for a lucky break, a helping hand, or some external force to change their situation. They believe that if they wait long enough, things will improve on their own. But this is a dangerous illusion. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to work harder for your dreams than you will. The moment you realize that you are the only one responsible for your future, you start to take control. You stop waiting and start doing. You stop hoping for things to get better and start making them better. This shift in mindset is what separates those who achieve success from those who remain stuck in mediocrity. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the most critical factors in determining the quality of your life, your success, and your mindset. The people you spend time with influence your thoughts, your habits, and your beliefs, often more than you realize. If you are constantly around individuals who are negative, lazy, and unmotivated, their attitudes will seep into your own way of thinking. You will begin to absorb their excuses, their doubts, and their lack of ambition. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who are disciplined, goal-oriented, and committed to growth, their mindset will elevate yours. You will naturally adopt their drive, their work ethic, and their hunger for success. The saying that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with is not just a cliche. It is a truth that has been proven time and time again. One of the most damaging things you can do is keep toxic people in your life out of habit, guilt, or fear of loneliness. These are the people who constantly complain but never take action. They make excuses for their failures instead of learning from them. They resent success in others rather than being inspired by it. They discourage ambition, mock discipline, and try to pull you down whenever you strive for something greater. They see life as something that happens to them rather than something they have control over. Being around these types of people will slowly drain your energy, erode your confidence, and make you doubt your own potential. If you are not careful, their limitations will become your limitations. It is important to recognize when a relationship is holding you back. This can be difficult, especially if these people have been in your life for a long time, but loyalty should never come at the cost of your own growth. You need to ask yourself, are the people around me pushing me to be better, or are they keeping me comfortable in mediocrity? Are they helping me grow, or are they reinforcing bad habits and negative thinking? Do they challenge me to improve, or do they encourage me to settle? These are hard questions, but they must be answered honestly. If someone is constantly bringing negativity into your life, you owe it to yourself to create distance. You do not need to be cruel or confrontational, but you do need to protect your time and energy. At the same time, surrounding yourself with the right people is just as important as removing the wrong ones. You need to actively seek out individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to become better. These are the people who will not let you settle for less than your potential. They will hold you accountable when you make excuses. They will celebrate your victories, but also call you out when you are not giving your best effort. They will encourage you to take risks, work hard, and keep striving for more. Being around such people will naturally raise your standards and expectations for yourself. You will start to think bigger, work harder, and demand more from your own life. One of the best ways to find these types of people is to put yourself in environments that attract them. Success-minded individuals are usually found in places where personal growth, discipline, and ambition are valued. This could be a mastermind group, a gym, a professional network, or any community of high achievers. When you place yourself in these environments, you will start to absorb the habits and mindsets of those around you. Just as negativity is contagious, so is success. The more you expose yourself to people who are winning in life, the more their mindset and habits will influence your own. It is also important to understand that not every positive relationship will be about direct mentorship or guidance. Sometimes simply being in proximity to successful, disciplined people is enough to inspire change in yourself. You do not always need someone to explicitly teach you or push you. You just need to observe how they operate, watch how they manage their time, how they handle adversity, how they think and speak about challenges. Pay attention to the habits that make them successful, and then adopt those habits in your own life. Additionally, you must become the kind of person who attracts high-quality individuals. The best people, the ones who are disciplined, ambitious, and growth-oriented, are not going to waste their time with those who are lazy, negative, or full of excuses. If you want to be in the company of strong, successful individuals, you must demonstrate those qualities yourself. You must be someone who takes responsibility, works hard, and is committed to self-improvement. People naturally gravitate toward those who share their values and mindset. If you embody excellence, you will attract others who do the same. This process of curating your environment and social circle is not always easy. It may require letting go of old friendships, distancing yourself from certain people, and putting yourself in new and sometimes uncomfortable situations. But the alternative, remaining stuck in a circle of negativity, excuses, and mediocrity, is far worse. You cannot afford to let the wrong influences dictate your future. Your environment shapes you whether you realize it or not. The people you surround yourself with will either elevate you or pull you down. You must make the conscious decision to choose wisely.